Today we're taking our first look at a new mod from Carl TG, the Forestry service trailers. We use the word plural because there's actually two of them. One is crossplay compatible, and the other one is PC only. Now from the outside, you wouldn't be able to tell which one is which, but I will show you everything you need to know. So when it comes to customization options, there's only going to be two things that the PC version has that the console version doesn't. You have the DEF, which could be added in there, and then we have the glowing markers. Those are going to be for a workshop trigger that is only outside. Unfortunately, you can't have a movable workshop trigger on consoles, which is why there are two versions. But you can still refuel, which I think is pretty cool, and we've got storage inside for a few pieces of equipment that you may need out in the woods. So let's talk about wheel brands. We got a Nokia set. You've also got your Continental in there as well. And we have the First, and you can change the color of those, which I find super cool. Attachments around towards the front. You've got a car attacher or you've got a tractor attacher, and it's really not too bad. You can pull this with the car. It's 4 tons, so I'm not sure you'd want to get this out in the woods with a car, but it can be pulled with it, which I think is very neat. It's also nice to have the option between those two, because there's some vehicles that only have one, some that only have the other. Then we've got brand logos. You've got Rhino on the back, Komatsu, Ponzi, Volvo, Lizard Forestry, John Deere, and back to Rhino. Position lights, you've got yes or no, but the yes is actually colors. So if you stick with no, you get nothing. But you can add green around, red, purple, love the purple, yellow, orange, blue. The blue looks super good too. I chose that for one of mine. Working interior lights, you got yes or no. You will have exterior lights. However, if you choose the interior lights, you get lights on the inside as well. They all turn on with the same button. Strobe lights, yes or no, those are going to be added. You might be able to see them right in the middle of the trailer right there added, and then we get some around towards the bottom as well. They do strobe all the way around. Then we have quite a few different color options, including main color. We do have a trailer red that we start off with, but to be honest with you, you can change this to whatever color you like. We get a roof color as well, so there you go. Everything on the roof is that color. Then we have the frame itself, so if you change that, obviously everything around towards the bottom, it looks weird, anything other than like a dark black, so yeah. Oh yeah, and chains, you can change those up too, as I mentioned, and then we've got colors for your rims. Whew, I did not do a good job making that look pretty. The PC version also has a built-in generator on it, which is why you need the standard or DEF. And then we've also got the glowing markers, which you don't see anything here. However, you will see it whenever you turn the generator on. And I've actually turned on some strobe lights here as well, so you can kind of get an idea of what those are going to look like. You've got a strobe light there. You got some stuff all the way around, strobes on the back. I do have a random strobe mod installed too, so these are going to be a little bit more random than what you might see yourself. And then here's the console version right here. But again, as you can see, there's not a whole lot going on that is different between the trailers. Whenever you buy a trailer, this is how it's going to come. The doors are going to be folded in, everything's going to be shut, nothing's going to be opened up. So let me show you how to open everything. I'm going to cut on the help menu as well up at the top left-hand corner so you can get kind of an idea of what to do. So first things first, we're going to want to unfold just like we would normally. So if we hit that button, click it, platforms come out, but the doors don't, because now we've got another button up at the top. You see we've got rotate crane right and a rotate crane arm. What that's going to do is allow us to open these doors, and we have full control of the doors as well, which I find super neat. And then lastly, we've got another one, which is going to be your open cover, and open cover simply turns all the lights on. And that's pretty cool. Now, we can turn that off because we don't need that truck turned on for the rest of this. There's two sections on the trailer. We've got the front and the back. We'll start at the back. This is where you've got your beds, and you've got a little place to cook and TV, stuff like that. Obviously, this is just for roleplay purposes. There's nothing really going on with this. No triggers. There's also no triggers for that on the PC version either. Moving into the front, however, this is where it gets useful because we've got room for a bunch of cans. I think that's 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 cans, man. And you get a place for a chainsaw as well. Nothing around towards the top and nothing around towards the bottom. So this is definitely set up for that. I will say maybe in an update would be cool to have more than one chainsaw, but we do have those. Also, again, more areas over here off to the left-hand side. Again, more just kind of role play features. Now let's talk about the refueling. You'd bring this to a fuel station and fill it up. And then this front section right here, this is where your fuel is. Now, if we hit this button, I don't like doing this a whole lot, but it gives you an idea of just how big the square around it is. That big square, that is where you can refuel. However, you're not going to be refueling from inside this vehicle. That is not how you do this. It is an overload. So we could turn this on just like so. All you got to do is pull your tractor or whatever you've got beside you and then overload. And it overloads extremely quickly as well. So you'll be refueled and ready to party. So whatever you got there, you're good to rock. Now, as for the PC version, again, as we mentioned, everything is pretty much the same. However, there is one other thing that you need to do. What we're going to do is we're going to come over here, right here. And unfortunately, at least as I can tell, this does not have any buttons at the top. But it does have a keyboard button. as in Michael, which is my name. Hit that. We can see some smoke coming out of here, and then way over here, we now get this whole area. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab our little Kubota here, which is in some desperate need of fuel. I know we just filled it up. It's amazing how fast these things go through fuel. We'll bring it over here. There you go. That should give you an idea. So you've got your start and stop engine, obviously. So there we go. We can also hide the markers, so you might be able to see over there on the right-hand side. We can hide our markers, so we press the L button. We can hide and show those, so that's pretty cool. We've also got an electric charge or a diesel mode. So you can select whichever one of those you want as well. So that would be your fuel refill. But if we come in here, we come to the laptop, we can actually hit the button again. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring over the laptop, and now we get the workshop out there too. Of course, there's currently not anything in there, so that's not going to work. But if we brought it around, it would work. And you can actually see whenever we come into the workshop trigger, it changes color. So no color change, color change. I think that's pretty neat. It's just a little thing, but it looks cool. Now, if we come back in here and we go into the shop, we can see everything right there. Kubota RTV XG850 Sidekick. We got a value, the age, operating hours, condition, and paint condition. And if we activate the service, we can take a look into here and we can modify a few things. So why don't we throw on a 3-point and we'll put a front piece on. There you go. So now we've got that, and now it has those things as well. So apparently I had this set on electric charge this whole time and it wasn't doing anything. So make sure that you've got your electric charge and or diesel. Make sure you have that looking like it's supposed to. And then you can see here, we're able to fill back up, rock and roll, pull away, and good to go. So the PC version is much more advanced and way more involved than the crossplay version is. However, well, it just kind of has to be. There's some things that just aren't allowed and some triggers that can't be movable and things like that. And, well, that's where we're at with this. A little bit noisy, but you know what? I think I'll be all right. Well, and there's one other thing as well. All of these controls can be operated through interactive controls. However, I do not have the IC mod installed right now, so I'm not able to test that. However, you will be able to use IC if you've got it on PC to activate all the things. This is such a cool trailer. And last but not least, of course, up here we have 2 tension belt straps. So you are able to strap something down up here. Maybe you got a pallet or fuel. Maybe you got a part or something. You can strap it up there if you need to. And so there you go. A very, very, very cool trailer from Carl TG, the Forestry Service trailers. These should be available soon on the Mod Hub, again, for PC only, as well as crossplay. If you got any questions about these, please let me know. Check the description so you can see some of the other cool stuff that Carl TG has done and some of the things that they are doing. Hope you have an awesome day, and we'll catch you in the next one.